What's good, YouTube? Men of Steel here, and this deck is actually something out of left field for me. If you were watching my grind to top 100, you might have caught this deck on stream going against me in Master Ball rank. So it's one of those decks that when I saw it, I was completely confused what was going on. But I did make that mental note that like once the season was over, I had to try out the deck myself. And honestly, it was fun enough where I felt like I had to make a video, regardless of how like competitive or honestly. The fact that I saw it in Master Ball is still crazy to me. I can't fathom it. And full transparency, I actually lost the match against this in Master Ball while I was piloting the Greninja Oricorio list. And when looking at this list, one thing I have to admit is that there was 2 cards I was unable to see from their list due to, like, when I watched it back, it happened to be that there's the last 2 cards in their hand. Due to Shoegaze, I was able to see practically the whole deck. Just 2 cards were unknown. And what I filled those slots with is a second Celesteela, because in practice, I felt like just one wasn't enough because I only saw one, and then the second Ultra Necrozma just for the namesake of the deck. I could see you cutting Ultra Necrozma down to 1 because it's not the most consistent of attackers, especially since you're playing dual energies. You won't always be able to do Shoegaze, and in place of that, maybe you could put a supporter just like Sabrina or Cyrus, something along those lines, maybe a Repel. But I do feel like 2 Celesteelas is very important. Granted, I do not have the exact list of this player, and I wish I could give them the credit and the props they deserve, but honestly, I don't know where they finished in the rankings. But playing this in Master Ball is crazy to me. All the respects to them, and I just felt like I needed to showcase this. And by card, we have Duskwing's Necrozma and Stack Attacka. These are very important for the amount of Oricorio that was on ladder. Other than that, they're just basically walls as you build up like your Necrozma, whether it's through energy or whatever, and Giratina. Then we have the 1 Giratina, double Ultra Necrozma, double Celesteela. Then we have for item cards, we have Red Card and Rocky Helmet, along with like obviously the staples of Pokeball. Professor's Research is a staple as well. Then the only 2 of supporters, Lusamine. The rest were 1-ofs, which were Red, Pokemon Center Lady, Mars, Dawn, and Leaf. Everything in this deck felt like a toolbox. It felt like the player, when they made the deck, they were just thinking, I want to have fun, and they just put, what could I possibly need? Because regardless, once you Shoegaze, you're going to lose like not half your deck, obviously. It's just a fourth of it. But at that point in the game, you lose everything that you just haven't seen. So it kind of makes sense why there's so many 1-ofs. But at the same time, I feel like you could construct the deck in a way where you have so many multiples that once you Shoegaze, you still have access to most of the other options. But who am I to say? Honestly, I'm not the brain behind this list, but honestly, I'm a big fan of it. So I just had to put it out for you. It's not the most competitive list, at least not in my opinion. Obviously, they thought it was competitive if they were using it in Master Ball rank on the quest to top 100, or at least at top 100, because granted, like, you have to assume like I'm going against people around my same level. Nonetheless, I hope you enjoyed the gameplay that showcases what the deck is supposed to do. Granted, it was recorded post the ranked season, so the competition isn't at its peak, but it was a great way of showing what the deck's supposed to do. If you try out this deck, please let me know in the comments below. If you enjoy the content, please consider subscribing as I post everything Pokemon Pocket. And with that, I tell you, please enjoy the gameplay, and above all else, stay pro. All right, get to go first here. Which, quite frankly, I don't know. I guess technically you would want to go second since it's all about building up a lot of energy, but we'll see. Unfortunately, we can't like guarantee competition versus like the meta since it's like post meta and everybody's trying new stuff. But my goal with this video is to show you, give you an idea of how the deck's supposed to work or what it looks like. Usually I want to research before Pokeball. Yeah, let's try to guarantee Celesteela here. All right. Again, I probably mentioned it in the deck profile, but there is like a couple of cards that I was not able to confirm. There was 2 cards that I was not able to confirm like where they originated from, basically. I mean, or what they were. I almost want to hold this, but we'll put it down. So clearly we're playing against Togekiss deck. I could have put Celesteela up front, but I kind of rather have Celesteela healthy and just leave Stack Attacka as the wall. Oh, technically here the issue is Togekiss is 140 HP. And once it gets going with Cynthia, it could hit for 170, which makes it basically removes everything that we have. Our second Celesteela is not the way. And no Metal Energy coming anytime soon, so Stack Attacka will continue to be a wall. And we just gotta wait. Honestly, there's a lot of patience in this deck. But trust me, if you go to the live stream that I either put in the description or linked it or something, I know you're able to see most of the deck, how it works, and how it actually beat me in a top 100 Master Ball game. All right, so even in the non-competitive scene, you'll see people just drawing this like it's water. Okay. Checklist and once you may choose either player. Look at the top card. Does it let us know where they looked? Looked at the top card of the deck. I'm assuming. Okay, so you get to at least see the animation, right? So clearly they saw their own deck. All right, they draw. Mars would have been decent far sooner, but I guess technically here they could swap. I think it's worth putting. Actually, hold on, I gotta think, because technically they could go Cynthia to swing for. Is it 110? Yeah, 110. Do some math here. If we go here, he gets knocked out. We have the Lusamine play if we wanted to. Celesteela survives no matter what they do next turn, right? Alright, let's protect Stack Attacker here. Especially since we have a second Celesteela that we could throw in the way. And Mars, we could technically throw it down to make them lose a card, but they have yet to research. They have to do so many things that we'll just call it there. Next turn, we'll put Stack Attacker back up front to attack, and then we'll see how it goes. We could really use like a confirmed metal energy for the turn after this one as well. Alright, Giant Cape is kind of rough here. That messes up our math a little bit, if not completely. It depends what they do with this Sigilyph, right? Yeah, never mind. I guess they're setting it up where they want to Cynthia into Celesteela here. But I think now's the perfect time to Mars them. Red card would be better, obviously, but... And no metal energy coming up, which is unfortunate, but... Yeah, let's Mars here. Yeah, they found the Cynthia, they knock out Stack Attacker, but at least Celesteela is safe for now, and let's just get our 40. Technically, another option we had other than Mars is to PCL the Stack Attacker so that with Cynthia they couldn't knock us out, but I'm not sure it was worth it. I feel like if they knock us Stack Attacker, like we're fine here. Also, I don't know how I feel about Check in their deck, like the unknown in their deck, because unless they're playing Communication or like the Mythical Slab or Mystical Slab or whatever it's called, looking at the top card doesn't really do anything for you, right? Alright, we're going to be able to get the knockout here, as well as... it's so rough that we don't get the proper like cards, right? Okay, so the most damage this Togekiss could do is 110. So if we heal, yeah, it's worth going PCL here. Not the energy we want, but we'll give Necrozma some energy here. Or we could put it to the Necrozma, right? I guess it's all the same. We'll put the helmet here so that if Togekiss attacks, it goes down 20. And we'll get our first knockout. So not only do we survive a swing from Togekiss, we also like deal the Rocky Helmet damage at them. Really need to start finding some metal energy so that we could shoegaze. Other than that, I feel pretty good about our situation. Alright, Communication. Probably looking for the Togepi pieces. There. The second Togekiss could be a problem. Mythical Slab. Or I guess a card they didn't want to see, huh? Alright, so yeah, next turn they hit for 120, which on stack attack is just 100, but we also have to keep in mind that they could have Lily, right? Alright, there's Giratina, so I kind of like regret putting the energy down, but I guess what we could do is feed Necrozma, because next turn, like if stack attack goes down, Lusamine will give Necrozma these 2 energies here. So I think we could afford to do this here. Again, it's gonna suck if they have Lily in among those 2 cards in their hand, but we can't really play around it, so. Alright, Lily will put it at 140. We don't play Guzma or anything. We could, however... Wait. Even if they... Okay. There's actually an answer here, because if they Lily, they'll go to 140, but if they attack into stack attacker, they go back down to 120. So unless they have Potion on top of this, we're in the money. Checking again. Oh, they're checking the top of our deck this time. Interesting. Alright, setting up their unknown. And I think, granted, depending on what their hand is, we could lock it up right here. Because not only do we knock out Togekiss, if they don't have the other one in hand, we definitely mill it, right? I'm glad I'm able to like show y'all what the deck's supposed to do. Granted, maybe it's not against like the craziest matchup, but I guess the point of this video is to showcase it anyways. I guess there's no reason to really put anything in our hand down. Maybe the second Celesteela, because Giratina is never gonna come up, and everything else in our deck is gonna go away, right? So let's put down Celesteela number 2. And Shoegaze. If the Togekiss is in their deck, I think this is just game over. Let's see. Cynthia, Togekiss. Yeah. We got rid of their win condition, really. GG's to our opponent. And the Necrozma deck did... essentially, we have to guess that their hand is a second Cynthia. And I really couldn't tell you what the other card would be. Okay, X-Speed. Okay, so X-Speed and a Cynthia is probably what their hand is. Yeah, GG's. So that's, in a nutshell, what the deck's supposed to do. Granted, it's a matchup that allowed us to do it. But nonetheless, let's go to more examples. Alright, unfortunately, again, we're going first. Kind of want to show an example going second, but this actually might be a mirror match. Given the sleeves and the energy that's presented there. I guess we'll find out, right? We're going first, so we're not forced to reveal everything. Although this kind of like shows it, right? Let's see. Celesteela, and it is in fact the mirror match. All right, let's see who got the... I guess it's not necessarily the better build. It could also just be luck. Like starting Celesteela is already like solid, but Giratina is pretty good too, especially with Dawn already in hand. Let's put down the Necrozma down could have been held. Although regardless, this last spot is ideally for Celesteela, right? Alright, they got their Giratina of their own. Alright, this could be Celesteela. Not guaranteed, but high chance. Tough. Okay, so technically we could go energy here. I think giving the energy to Darkwing Necrozma is probably the bet. Because what I'm thinking is we could start charging this, and we know we have a psychic energy like to get from Giratina here. Meanwhile, this Necrozma's 100 doesn't really fix anything. All right, so let's do it like this then. The way we played is a little greedy and risky, because we do need Celesteela eventually to like apply pressure, but there's technically 2 Celesteelas and there's a leaf in the deck that could kind of fix our situation. So that's where we're kind of banking on, right? All right. Stack Attacker. We're gonna hold on to that because, oof, where we missed is we really needed a Meadow Energy there. That's fine. All right. If they get a metal energy the following turn, okay. So they also missed on the second metal. Mars kind of hurts there because we did want the Dawn, but it's all right. Not seeing Celesteela is even worse. It's worse than the rest of the outcomes actually. We're both gonna have Giratina ready quite soon. Interesting that they put Necrozma up front. Oof, if we were to draw not Celesteela. If we had the proper energy on Necrozma, we could have knocked out this guy before Giratina, before their Giratina could like respond. Thanks to the red in hand. Yeah, but instead we're gonna have to research here. Mars, another research. Yeah, no. For some reason, the metal energy is dodging us, and so is Celesteela. Now they're on pace to beat us, unfortunately. We really needed a way to get into Giratina the turn before. Now with the Giratina ready, it's like I don't want to swing at all. Alright, we'll see how we figure this out, because obviously we can't swing with Giratina here, so we have to go Necrozma. PCL is quite not enough, right? And next turn they could shoegaze. We got 8 cards in deck. And we're not gonna be able to shoegaze for a while, huh? No discarded energy. Okay, let's go research. We gotta find Celesteela. If they shoegaze and we don't have Celesteela at all, we're basically done for, right? And it looks like that's gonna happen. I guess we red card anyways. I'm really trying to find like a victory, but I don't see the line to win. Technically, I could hard retreat into. Well, we don't have Lusamine either. Yeah, no, losing. We're gonna lose Lusamines. We're gonna lose too many cards actually. That's kind of rough. Yeah, no. Unfortunately, we were just like a turn off from. I think it really came down to the fact that they went second. Maybe I misplayed somewhere. The fact that we both missed our metal energies kind of made it awkward as well. I guess had I seen my metal energy before, maybe I would have been able to do it. But yeah, no Lusamine, no Celesteelas. They're really thinking through it though. I feel like they got it locked in. As far as their deck list, does it look... yeah. Well, although I was about to say it's kind of standard, but there's nothing standard about this list. I feel like there's only one proper line, and it's to just attack with Necrozma. Interesting. I think they might have just punted, really. They might have just... Unless they have red. If they have red, then they... I don't know why they took so long to, like, play out their turn. They might have just given us a line to victory. Yeah, because we just Mars them down. And obviously we gotta hope that they don't see the cards they need, right? I guess we'll hard retreat. Nah, I still want to save that spot. I was about to put Stack Attacker down, but that's Celesteela spot. And it all comes down to this now, what they draw. Honestly, I don't think we're supposed to be in a position where we can win this game, but since they granted it to us, now at best, if they have Lusamine, they have to get lucky and hope that it hits. And even then, they can't get that extra damage, right? PCL is not enough, and it also guarantees that they're not dragging out Necrozma here. Oof, and they might feel safe that they could Celesteela into this Necrozma, but we know we have the out. So somehow we won a victory. We found a victory there in the mirror match. Maybe feel free to let me know if I missed something, like if their play was warranted. Because from my point of view, they had us like in a chokehold, and they just decided to like give us a chance. But I appreciate it. GG's nonetheless. So yeah, the mirror match gets a little awkward, especially with the whole dual energy, and maybe you get the medals, maybe you don't. And for example number 3, once again, we go first. So unfortunately, I was not able to show you that. However, it is another. This time we actually got Celesteela. Okay. And we're going first, so we don't have to show anything of our board. Morlo. Shiinotic with a Psychic Energy. What could this be? Nonetheless, that's not our concern currently. We will Mars next turn unless we draw a red card. And let's just put down Necrozma. I feel like putting down Necrozma kind of like lowers their guard. They're like, oh, okay, this deck's not that serious, right? And then we just straight set up straight like haymakers, so... Let's see how it goes. So, for now, it seems to be pure Psychic. So let's see if it's Shiinotic with what. Research. Also, since they're on Psychic Energy, I'm surprised they're not using the Psychic Morlo. Because even Solgaleo players were playing it at some point to avoid like the weakness to fire. Oof, Gengar. I wonder if it's going to be the EX or... I was going to say the EX or the... non-foil, but it could also be the most recent one. Alright, Dawn could come in handy, but far from necessary, right? Mars feels bad because like, but I think we have to do it. Just out of like principle. That any of these could evolve. We just gotta hope that they just don't draw the evolutions, right? Maybe no rare candies or something. Alright, they found the Shiinotic, which basically finds them everything else, unfortunately. Rare candy. Yeah, that Mars did not work. Oof, and shutting down all our supporters is quite the issue. At least they're stuck there for a while, right? They'd have to draw a Leaf to actually give us a problem. Yeah, we gotta go here. And yeah, I was kind of like seeing what we could do with their supporters, but we don't really have options there, so at most the play we have is bring up Necrozma and give away the energy so that Giratina could attack, but other than that... Alright, so Gengar has full energy, but I think by the time they put the Gengar, we have like everything pretty much settled, right? If they don't draw a Leaf, the Shiinotic is stuck for at least one more turn. Oof, we could Shoegaze next turn. I think we gotta go for it, right? Kind of don't want to get red carded or Mars, so I think I'm gonna put the Rocky Helmet on the Necrozma. Since Celesteela, yeah, it's a wall, but next turn he's not attacking it unless he backs out. There's like a few lines that kind of mitigate like the need for Celesteela to hold it. I think it's more important to be able to Shoegaze, get hit, and then the extra 20 kind of like adds up enough so that we have a route to like win. Duskull is kind of scary in this game as well. Mainly because we can't one-shot the 170 Gengar. And they could definitely fully heal it, right? We'll see if we could get them out of there. They already used one rare candy. Oof. If we had red card to put them down to 3 and then just get rid of 5 cards, that'd be beautiful. What cards would we be missing out on? Actually, we could draw into red card, right? Let's try to do that. Let's see here. Red card, red card. Oof. Okay. Maximum value. We're gonna leave. They're gonna be down to just 3 cards. Also, we're also gonna be down to the same. But we have Lucamine on our side. We have red potential. Although all these supporters do nothing at the face of Gengar, so none of it really matters. But we got rid of a Pokeball that we no longer need. We got rid of. I guess you could cross-check it with the deck list. Or we'll see it now, right? That's the better way to put it. It's Ultra Thrusters here. What you see me here debating is like whether to put something down, whether to... But yeah, let's just red card. And take out this Shiinotic. And ideally, we get rid of any form of Duskull. Of Dusclops. Was those... Oh no, Lilies. I was like, were those Lucamines? Like, what? So they actually kept the entire Rare Candy Duskull line in hand. That is crazy. What luck, actually, right? that's kind of like insane luck. And we got rid of our PCL, so this Necrozma is going to get knocked out. We have no way of protecting it. At least it'll take a name with it, right? I guess what's the best way to play this? Because Gengar's going to knock us here. That Dusknoir play, we almost had it too. The Dusknoir, it heals fully, right? As often as you like, you choose one for your Pokemon has damage, move all its damage to this Pokemon. I guess technically, if we do enough damage on the Gengar, the Dusknoir gets knocked out itself. Alright, that's the win condition for sure. And I guess, anyways, we want to ramp this. Or like start setting it up. Yeah, so that's the win condition. The win condition is dealing enough damage on Gengar that the Dusknoir ability would actually cause himself to knock itself out. And then that's game as well. Which we have the perfect card to do just enough damage. 130. Granted, that doesn't even count that this Rocky Helmet does 20. It all comes down to, I guess, what this last card in their hand is. But even if it's red, it's not going to do anything. I think this is GG. Unless it's like... Unless the card in their hand is literally... a Sabrina or something. But even then... We have like the Celesteela to start swapping things around if necessary. Yeah, because if it wasn't for its ability, we'd obviously just red here like we did last game and win. But... that's not the case here, so... let's just deal 130, and that should be game. There's nothing in there. That one card has no ability to boost Giratina's, like, I mean, the damage from Gengar. And then if they use Dusknoir's ability, they take 150 damage. So, this should be checkmate. GG's to our opponent. Oof. I feel like we played that one well. Granted, the red card play could have gone so much better, but nonetheless... let's just swing for game, man. That's GG's. Honestly, obviously, it wasn't against the most competitive things. For that, you might want to see the deck be used against me on stream. It should be on YouTube. Again, I'll try to link it down below. It's like an hour and 50 minutes in, where I actually go against this deck with Greninja or Ikorio and just completely get, like, destroyed, honestly. They beat me fair and square. It was a crazy back and forth game where I actually thought I had a chance, and then they pulled out the Duskwing. Yes, the Duskwing, and I just lost. I had no words. Like, it was just like... I just lost. I'm chasing top 100 and I lost to this in Master Ball. So I just wanted to showcase the deck. Hopefully I was able to do that in this video. If you guys try this deck out yourselves, whether it's in free to play or against your friends or whatever it is, let me know how it goes. I think there's definitely potential, at least for fun factor. It's definitely up there, right? At least personally, I had a bunch of fun, whether I was winning or losing. on stream yesterday, or winning it like I did in today's video. Regardless, in this downtime where there's no ranked battles or nothing like truly competitive to be a part of, I felt like it was the perfect time to release a video like this one, where just showcasing something that I went against at the highest level and didn't have like the courage to do it myself. So now that there was like no stakes involved, I wanted to put a light on this list. And yeah, do let me know how it goes for you if you do try it yourself. Please consider subscribing, and above all else, stay pro.